Hi, this is Karen from Apptimize, and this is a tutorial on creating A/B experiments. An A/B test consists of a default experience called the control and one or more variants to be tested. The Apptimize platform empowers you to run A/B experiments across mobile, web, and server side, and this video will walk you through how easy it is to start testing. After installing the Apptimize SDK on the platforms of your choice, log into Apptimize.com and navigate to your dashboard. Click Create at the top right and select A/B Experiment. Creating an experiment consists of 4 steps. First, you'll want to give your experiment a descriptive name. Feel free to include notes and tags that describe what your experiment does in your app code, as well as other relevant links. In step 2, you'll want to define any relevant goals or events to measure the impact of your experiment. For example, an onboarding flow experiment might be testing to see if a particular variant influences more signups. When you select your goal, you can also choose how you want to track it. You can see more details on these values in our Apptimize glossary. Note that you can also create a funnel or add your goals at any time, as long as the events have already been implemented in your app. Step 3 is where you will configure your experiment. Apptimize allows you to create 3 different types of experiments. In a dynamic variable experiment, you would define a variable in your app code whose value can be configured through the dashboard. You can have multiple variables of a variety of types, and so this type of programmatic experiment provides you a good deal of flexibility. A code block experiment enables you to define your variants as blocks of code in your app. This means that the variant configurations are locked in and cannot be modifiable from the dashboard. While not as flexible as dynamic variables, code blocks can eliminate the possibility of human error by restricting access from the dashboard. Finally, a visual experiment is done by pairing your device to the dashboard and choosing existing elements which you wish to alter in variants. Currently, the visual editor is only available for mobile platforms. If you wish to find out more about any particular type of experiment, please check out our example implementations in our documentation. In this demo, let's say we've created a dynamic variable experiment that is testing the number of categories to display on our retail app's homepage. You'll notice that our control has 3 categories, while we're testing the impact of 5 and 8 categories in the variants. Feel free to take screenshots of your different variants if this is a mobile experiment so that your changes are easily identifiable. After your variants have been successfully configured, step 4 is where you will define the intended audience for your experiment. Choose the percentages you wish to launch for each variant with the slider or by inputting directly in the number fields. A calculator is available to estimate the number of days the test needs to run to reach your desired level of statistical significance. You also have options to use uneven allocations or to have an exclusive experiment so that the users who participate in this test will not be able to participate in any of your other live experiments. By default, all platforms for which you have the Apptimize SDK installed will be targeted. If you want to get more granular with your audiences, this is possible by turning on platform filters. Now, you are able to select the platform and choose conditions that the users must fulfill to be able to participate. For demonstration, let's say we're only targeting our Android users whose phones are from the US per their device settings. Since this is an Android exclusive experiment, we can choose to disable this project for iOS. Note that there are a lot of out-of-the-box filters that come with Apptimize. But if you have any specific parameters you want to target by, you can set them up as custom attributes. Our documentation and other webinars also contain more details on how to do this. After you have configured your filters, you can choose to preview your variants by pairing a device with the dashboard. At the moment, this feature is only applicable to mobile devices. Once everything looks good to go, you can hit the Launch Experiment button to review your test. Feel free to include any comments relating to the launch, and these will be included in your timeline. After you've launched the experiment, it will take up to 15 minutes for the experiment to be seen by the allocated end users. You will then be able to see the first conversions of your experiment flowing into the Results tab within a few hours. At any point, if you wish to reconfigure some settings, you can find your live experiment in the dashboard and select Experiment Setup to see the 4 steps once more. You have the option to review any changes you wish to make. However, note that some changes to your allocation can create a new phase in your results. If you wish to stop the experiment, simply click Stop Experiment, and your users will be rolled back to seeing the base experience of the app within 15 minutes. For more detailed documentation, please visit apptimize.com/docs for more. Please reach out to us at support@apptimize.com if you have any questions. Thank you.